If you were given a budget of $50,000 and told to buy what you thought was the best car for the money, what would you buy? Some people might buy a Porsche 911, others might go buy a ZL1 Camaro, or even others might go buy a Ford Raptor. I decided to go with the BMW X3 M40i. And let's roll that intro and I'll tell you why I think this is the best car that you can buy for under $50,000. That's right, so this is my 2019 BMW X3 M40i, and I think this is one of the best cars that you can buy for under $50,000. Heck, actually under $40,000. You can pick up a 2018 and 2019 with pretty low miles for like 35 to 38 grand now. And I think that is an absolute bargain because you get full practicality, you get beautiful styling that still looks up to date, even though this car is getting up close to 4 years old, almost 5 years old now. You get full drivetrain from the Supra. You get the B58 inline 6 turbo that makes 360 horsepower in this car and gets you to 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds even. And you get all-wheel drive, and it is just such an amazing all-around car. So let's do a little bit of a walk around and I'll explain to you just what makes this car so amazing. Okay, so let's do a walk around of this car. I absolutely love the front end styling of this. It's very understated, but if you know what you're looking at, then you know. I actually went through and blacked out all the accents because all the M40i's come with like this tungsten trim that is on the grille and fog lights and on the mirrors, but I blacked it out because I wanted just that sleek, dark look. It has the awesome laser headlights that are motorized that turn with you as you take turns, but these are a pain in the butt if you ever brake. Trust me, I know. And then you have the massive brake calipers that come on the M Sport brakes, and they stop this car so well. But yeah, this car actually goes really fast and you really need good brakes to stop it. And when we go for a drive, you'll just see just how quick this thing is. But yeah, come around back. It just looks like a normal X3. The only way to tell the difference is if this M40i badging right there. And we're gonna be changing up this back end a little bit in coming videos, so stay tuned for that. But you know, let's go around and check out the inside. Yeah, so let's check out this interior. It is absolutely gorgeous. So you got leather wrapped everything, got leather stitching on the dash, awesome Napa leather for the seats and on the armrest. Got this beautiful aluminum trim that runs through the whole interior and on the steering wheel, also on the paddle shifters. And you got full cup holders here with a wireless charging pad. Got heated and cooled seats on both sides and heated seats in the rear. And yeah, this full leather wrap steering wheel and airbag cover. You got heated steering wheel too. And just the stitched leather everywhere with ambient lighting that runs through the whole interior. It's just so nice. You even got the full moonroof that runs the whole length of the interior. And let's turn this on and check out all the infotainment stuff. So yeah, we got this full center dash with the heated cooled seats, dual zone climate, push button start with auto stop start. We got full Apple CarPlay going on, got a full digital gauge cluster all up in here. And do have some warning lights on of it. I'm getting an oil change done at 3, don't at me. And yeah, we got the heated steering wheel with the M badging right down here, the full leather wrapped airbag cover, which just makes this interior feel so much more premium. We got the memory seats, full aluminum trim and stitching. Got the classic BMW shifter with the different drive modes, the Sport, Comfort, and Eco. Got this dial right here that controls the infotainment system if you want, but the infotainment system's also full touchscreen. And yeah, with the wireless charge pad and the cup holders, and just this beautifully stitched dashboard. And full-size back seats that are absolutely amazing and fit my dog and me and whoever I need to ride around here perfectly. They have heated seats in the back too with their own air vents and plugins and everything, and then even a good sized trunk too. So it's just like, this is absolutely amazingly practical and I love it. It's just so good. Yeah, so we have the different drive modes. You can see like when you click them, you get a little animation that pops up on the dash right there. And even in here, changes too, depending on which one you go into, between the Eco, Comfort, and Sport. But for right now, we'll leave it in Sport. I'm not sure if you could hear the valves open up just a little bit. Might give it just like a little bit of a rev here. Sounds absolutely insane. We're gonna have to get a clip of that from the outside. This car sounds insane, and that's all stock too. So when we do a little bit of stuff to this coming in future videos, it's gonna sound even better. So that's enough of an overview. I say let's hop in and let's go for a drive. All right, driving the BMW X3 M40i. So the first thing that you notice right when you start driving this car is actually just how easy it is to drive, because it is still just an X3. Like, it's built to be an everyday driver, and it really isn't that hard of a car to drive whatsoever. When you have it in comfort mode and Eco Pro, this car is just very tame, very civil. If you give it a little bit of gas, it will like pick up and go. It's still very quick when you want it to be in those modes, but it's just such an easy car to drive and so smooth. It does have an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, which is smooth as can be. I've never had any jerky shifts, or it just shifts so smooth you can hardly even tell when it shifts. Like, you can just hear that. So easy, like you can't even tell. And especially when you put it in eco mode, which I'll switch it over to right now, it's just nice and quiet. Even when I head out to sometimes my job, when I work out in the desert, and I'm cruising at about 70 miles an hour, I get like 26, 27-ish miles per gallon, which for a performance car and an SUV is really good. I was very, very impressed with that when I bought this car and drove it out there for the first time, because I came from a truck that got like 16 miles per gallon. But when you switch it back over to comfort, you get a little bit more throttle response. It's a nice, like, happy little middle ground between that and sport. And yeah, it's just such a nice car just to drive around. The leather steering wheel feels great. It does have a heated steering wheel too, like we shown earlier. And it's just, yeah, feels very nice, high quality, like what you'd expect from a car that costs about $75,000-ish brand new. I do have a heads-up display that shows me the speed limit and the speed that I'm going. And if I click this dial that's on the steering wheel, I can actually see what song is currently playing, or if I had navigation up, it would tell me the navigation. And I do have full wireless Apple CarPlay also, which makes it super convenient and nice just to put my phone down. I can put it on the wireless charger, and I know I'll have battery for wherever I show up to, and I can have all of my phone stuff wirelessly on my infotainment. The seats are very comfortable. I've done over like 60,000 miles in this car since I've owned it, and I have had zero complaints about the seats. They're very comfortable. They soak up the highway very nicely. They have adjustments for your thighs, so you can actually extend them if you have longer legs or want a little more like support underneath your thighs. And they're heated and cooled, which is great. The air conditioning works perfect. Have zero complaints there. Have had no issues. It warms up really fast in the winter too, which is awesome. My only complaint was there's no remote start in this car, and so in the winter I have to come out, turn it on myself, and then go. Like, for some reason in this price point and how new it is, it doesn't have remote start, where my F-150 had remote start, and that was a 2015 with 107,000 miles and stuff. Like, there's no excuse why this shouldn't have remote start. And I think BMW just barely added it into their cars in 2020. Other than that, I don't really have much complaints about the car. It feels so nice inside. I love the full panoramic moonroof that you can open up with the switches right here. I actually have a lot of space in here. Like, when we check out the back, you can see, like, I can put the seats down. I just have, I can actually lay flat in this and like take it camping. And I have room for my dog, I have room for myself. It's just, there's, what more do you need? And plus you get good gas mileage and you get a lot of performance. So let's actually, we're at a stoplight here. Let's pop it over into sport. Then we'll click, there's two settings. You can put in Sport Plus and normal transmission, or you can click the shifter over and put the transmission in sport also. So let's put both in sport and just kind of, let's drive this around a little bit in sport. And you'll also hear a big difference in the exhaust note. Okay, let's take off here. Now the transmission shifts a lot more aggressively, and it just sounds so much better. The valves open up. You can actually start hearing this actually really good sounding inline six. It's a turbo inline six, the B58 motor, and it just actually, it crackles and pops like crazy. I'm not sure if you can hear the backfires coming out of it. This just drives so nice. Paddle shifters work great. I wish they were a little bit bigger. That's one thing I've always complained about in BMWs. I've always had such tiny paddle shifters, but Porsche's the same way too. But yeah, it's just such a... You just push on the thing, the revs up so fast. The 8-speed transmission is lightning quick. And the backfires are really fun. Just click it down. And you can just hear the popcorn maker do its thing. It just sounds so good. And it's gonna sound even better come the next couple videos. Stay tuned for that. But fully stock, no one expects just how fun this car is. Like, I've taken so many people for rides and they just don't expect just how quick this actual car is. I really honestly do think it's a quote-unquote like supercar killer in an SUV. So in a random turn of events, if you can actually hear me with the cars in front of me, we're actually gonna go race the M40i against a Lamborghini Urus. My buddy owns this matte black and orange Urus, and so we're gonna go just see how it compares. You know, like, I made this big bold claim about how fast this car is, and so I want to see how it stands up to an actual super SUV. So let's go head to Mexico real fast. If we're not doing this in Idaho, we're heading to Mexico. Do a quick little 27-hour drive, and then let's go race this Urus. Let's go. Beat me, but for a stock $40,000 BMW to keep up with a Urus that's $200,000-$300,000, I'm happy with that. But we're definitely going to be racing this thing again when I get my tune and downpipe, because for how close that actually kind of was, I'm curious how it'll be when we get the tune and stuff in. Because BMW downplays how fast this car is. People say, like, they say it runs mid 4 seconds 0 to 60s, but people have put equipment in, done 0 to 60 tests, and they've gotten high 3s, like 3.8 seconds, something like that, on some of the X3 M40s. And so there's potential, like, these are just so much faster than BMW claims they are, but I think they do that because they don't want to take market share away from the X3 M, which this is actually pretty close to being as quick as that, which is insane because the X3 M is not a slouch of a car. It is just a very, very good car and really fast, and costs like $20,000-$30,000 more than this one sometimes. And yeah, I think they just don't want to take away from the market share, but we're pulling up to a highway on-ramp, so let's get this right here. So quick. Yeah, you just can't go wrong. Still drop it down. Hear those backfires. gas mileage. But then you still just pop it over, click sport, revs the engine up. There we go. Just love this thing. This thing even pulls so much more aggressive when you launch it. And that's right, this thing has full-on launch control, which we're gonna pull down this street right here and we're gonna do it. Those insane backfires. Alright, transition over into sport. You click the traction control off. Come to a complete stop. Put your foot on the brake, mash the throttle, it revs up to about 2,500 RPM, and then you launch off. 60, 70, 80. In a mom car. We're gonna do that again. Mash the brake, mash the throttle, 2,500 RPM, shoot. So good. Can't wait to do stuff to this car. Really, just like to sum it up, it's just such a fun car to drive. It actually handles so well. If I want to run like a wider tire setup and maybe even lower the car, it's going to get even better. Gosh, that sounds so good. Run a wider tire, lower it down a little bit. This is going to handle almost just as good as almost any sports sedan, or I would even say some coupes. But like this is a heavy car, but you just don't feel it. Like it doesn't feel heavy in the turns or in the corners or anything like that. And it's just so well balanced. The engine works great. It's bulletproof. I have over 103,000 miles on this car, and I have had zero issues with it at all. I've put over 60,000 of those miles on it. I picked it up at like 45,000, and I've had zero issues, none at all. The only issues I've had have been like one slight electrical hiccup where my heated seat wouldn't turn on, but that's it. In 100,000 miles, that's it. This is all just about maintaining, like maintenance and regular checkups and doing whatever, just taking care of your car, and it'll work for you, and it'll run forever. And that's all I've just done to this car, and I've had no issues at all. So I wouldn't be scared of owning one of these, and I'm also not scared to upgrade it in ways because I know this B58 motor and the transmission attached to it are bulletproof. They have hardly any issues. They can handle so much more power than they actually come stock with, especially with this one. Like I said, it's 355, and I just think it's one of the best cars that you can buy. It's one of the, I drive supercars daily, and I think it's one of the best cars that I get to drive. Like, and I regularly get to drive McLarens and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and those sort of things. And if I had to pick one to have for every day, I would take one of these because it's just a good car. And it does everything you want it to do. And that's why I kind of like the sporty, like super SUV kind of market. And I kind of want to lean into that a little bit with this channel, is having super fast, super fun, practical cars, because I know that's what I am going to want to have. And I think that I feel like a lot of people would rather have, like everybody wants to have a Lambo and a Ferrari and stuff, but you can't use it every day, where this is a car that you can just hop on the highway and just go, you know. Yeah. Just have so much fun. That's my thoughts on this car, driving it around. It just drives so nice. It's so comfortable. It's fast. I'm going to even make it faster, so again, wait till the end of the video and stay tuned for what's going to happen with that. It's just such a good all-around car, and I don't think you'll be disappointed in any way. You get more power out of the X3s that come from 2020 and up, but you can't do as much to them at that point, and they also don't sound as good. But the 2018, 2019 X3, you do have slightly less power, but you're able to tune it easier. You don't have to ship your ECUs off to go get like done. You can actually just remotely tune your ECUs. You can just drop and play a lot of parts in there. BMW just didn't care as much about modifying until 2020, and this car, you can just kind of do whatever you want to it. You can have more fun, you can eventually get more power out of it, and even just like with a simple tune and downpipe, you can get like a high 11-second quarter mile in your 0 to 60 into the mid to low 3-second range, which that's pushing Audi RS6 Avant, Audi R8, like Porsche 911. That's matching the 0 to 60s to all those amazing sports cars and supercars, even like Lamborghini Gallardos and close to a Ferrari 458 in a SUV. Just with a simple tune and a downpipe and whatnot, and you can be matching or even beating those cars in races, and then have the lap of luxury that you get to sit in and enjoy. So it's just, there's just not much cars that I feel like are better, especially for the price point that you can buy this. You can buy a good used X3 M40i 2018, 2019 for like 35 to 38 grand, which that's the same price as like a base Camaro SS or a Mustang GT, but not even a new one, like a used one. Like, that is insane value for a car that's faster, more comfortable, more practical, and probably in some ways more reliable, which is something I thought I would never say about a BMW until I owned one. And there just aren't that many faults about this car. It's literally, I wasn't lying, one of the best cars that I have driven, and probably my favorite car that I've ever owned. And I'm really excited to keep owning this and doing more stuff to it and having fun and sharing that with you guys. Just the insane build and stuff that we're going to be doing to this car. I'm so excited to modify this car, make it my own, and also bring you along for that journey, because I think you're going to see just how insane you can make this car, and that a fun, pretty much sports car, super SUV, whatever you want to call it, doesn't have to be impractical to be fun. We can have these things that are insanely fast, super cool, like, but they don't have to, one, they don't have to break the bank, and two, they don't have to be impractical. You can have fun with cars that are still usable. And so yeah, that's what I think this car is. It's a fun, usable car that you can just modify like crazy. You can make it as fast as you want, but still drive around in quiet luxury and enjoy. And that's kind of the best of both worlds, and why I think this is one of the best cars that you can buy today. Yeah guys, so that is the 2019 BMW X3, my 2019 X3, and that is why I think this is one of the best cars that you can buy for the money. I'm so excited to do so much to this car. It's very, we talked about it on the drive, it's tunable, it's fast, it's comfortable, and it just doesn't make you wanting really anything more. Except more speed, which is exactly what we're going to be doing to this car. So make sure you stay tuned for the other videos that are going to be coming out, because we're going to be doing a lot to this car. We actually already have a ton of things that have come in the mail we're going to be putting on, and we're going to be getting a lot more power out of this motor. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.